Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shell Point Today for Tuesday, May 10th. I'm Dan Filgreen. Coming up on today's program, Cory speaks about the Legacy Alliance Development Fund with Rob Pease. And Heather Batty learns about a Health Connections presentation on bladder cancer. But first, we want to remind you that some small four-legged friends are returning to Shell Point tomorrow. No, they're not dogs or cats, not even sheep or goats, although you could find such animals as these on a farm. They're the miniature horses from the Endless Trails Horse Farm. Come out and see these adorable creatures at 1:15 at the Island Park. Also, tomorrow you can make unique scrapbook albums utilizing brown paper bags. This three-part class will teach you to create a colorful and fun scrapbook with lots of pockets and flaps to hold your photos and memories. The class begins this Wednesday and continues on May 18th and May 25th in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. It's at 9 a.m. each session. There are certain supplies you'll need to bring to class, so make sure to sign up and check out your Academy brochure to learn more. On Thursday of this week, you can come learn about the legends and legacies of women in Fort Myers history. Women fought for the first school, library, hospital, and performing arts center in Fort Myers, and many of the streets, buildings, gardens, and cultural centers bear the names of these remarkable women. Come enjoy this special presentation in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands at 10:30 a.m. Cory is back today to speak about the Alliance Development Fund. This time he's brought with him Rob Pease to talk about how the corporation got started and how they service the Christian and Missionary Alliance. They will discuss how things work and how you can be a part.
Hi, this is Cory from the Legacy Foundation here at Shell Point, and today I'm joined by Rob Pease from the Alliance Development Fund. Rob, thanks for being with us here today.
Good to be here.
Great. Now, last month we had your boss, Larry McCooey, here with us, talk to us a little bit about the Alliance Development Fund. And just for those maybe residents who hadn't seen the program, could you tell us a little bit about ADF and who ADF serves?
Well, ADF actually was started in 1958 as a church bond program, and then in 1978 became the Alliance Development Fund. Fast forward to 1998, we became incorporated, and the sole purpose of ADF is to serve the Christian Missionary Alliance denomination in their church planting efforts.
That's great. And how long have you been at ADF, and what are you responsible for?
I've been with ADF since 1991 in August, and so almost 25 years, and I oversee operations and investment services.
Oh, that's great. Can you tell us a little bit about how ADF works, the process? I know we've got lots of residents here that have been a part of the Alliance Development Fund for years, but just tell us a little bit about how it works.
Sure. Well, we take money from Alliance folks, so that's both individual investors as well as institutional investors. And so it can be churches, camps, colleges, retirement centers like Shell Point. And then we also take investments from missionaries, both active, retired, lay people in the local congregation. And then that money is loaned out to our churches for construction, for renovation, refurbishment, remodeling, basically any type of capital improvement to their building. And then those churches actually make the loan payments to ADF, and then that's what pays our investors, both principal and interest. And so that's kind of the circle and how the fund operates.
Okay, so you offer, much like a bank CD, you call it an investment certificate. And what is the typical minimum, or what are the typical terms of years that you would find with an investment certificate?
Well, we do offer investment certificates, like you said, and we offer terms from 6 months to 10 years. And so we can customize the certificate term depending on when the investor needs the funds. We can also ladder the maturities and accommodate the timing of when they need payments and timing of cash flows. We also offer IRAs, both Roth and traditional, and we take care of the maintenance fees, so that helps the investor so it doesn't cut into their earnings. And then we also have individual savings for Shell Point residents that would that automatically qualify for that type of product. And that operates similar to like a high yield money market account, where you can put money in and take it out whenever you need it and set it up for emergency reserves or for other special needs and special projects.
Fantastic. Now you've been running some specials at the Alliance Development Fund, some higher rates than folks might typically see in a bank right now. Can you tell us a little bit about your specials?
Yes, we're running a current special. We set out last fall and actually launched it, soft launched it back in December, and then officially took it to the Alliance family January 1st to raise $13 million by the end of June. And currently we're at about 65% of that goal, so we've raised about $8.4 million. And the intent is to help the churches that are in our pipeline. That are coming to us for requests. And so we have 3 different certificate offers, 14-month at 2%, and then 22-month at 2.25%, and then 5-year at 3%. And the 5-year has actually a nice little feature because interest rates are low, and we all anticipate that interest rates are going to go up here over the next couple of years. So the investor actually has the option to exercise that step up or bump up option once over the 5-year term. So that's an
great.
advantage of the 5-year product.
Yeah, as you know, our residents living on a fixed income and with interest rates so low the last few years, been tough to find income.
Has.
So the ADF is certainly a great alternative. So if someone would like to invest with ADF, how do they go about doing that? How do they get some more information?
Well, they can certainly contact me directly, and I'm down here several times a year, so I would love to meet with any residents that are interested. They can obviously come see you at the Legacy Foundation, and you've helped facilitate a lot of those agreements. Then they can contact us either at our website for more information, which is www.adf-inc.com. They can call our toll-free number, 888-878-3060, or they can email us at adf@adf-inc.com. So any which way they can contact us, we'd be happy to reach out and respond.
Great. Well, we've had a great relationship. I know Shell Point and the Alliance Development Fund for many years. Been great supporters of our golf tournament for a number of years, the men's breakfast that we held recently. So we just appreciate the relationship and the service you provide to our residents. So if you're interested in the Alliance Development Fund, we'd encourage you to visit the website, give us a call, or stop by the Legacy office, and we'd be happy to give you some more details about the Alliance Development Fund. Rob, thanks for being with us here today.
Thanks, Jeff, for having me. I appreciate it.
Great. Have a great day. Thank you.
Heather Batty visits now with bladder cancer survivor and advocate Karen Godfrey. They'll talk about the recent cancer awareness walk that was held in Fort Myers and about this Thursday's Health Connections class where Karen will give a presentation.
Hi, I'm Heather Batty with Resort Services. Today I have a special guest, Karen Godfrey. Not only is she a cancer survivor, but now she's also an advocate for bladder cancer. Our next Health Connection program, Karen is going to be here to talk about BCAN and a little bit more about bladder cancer and the advocacy that she does. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to come back in May and talk about bladder cancer and BCAN.
Yes, we had a fabulous time at the walk.
Whoa, we were just thrilled to have you guys there.
Yeah, it was really nice. And how much were you able to raise at that?
At the beginning of our month, we were up to about 3,000 to 4,000, and now we are 13,000. So it's still ongoing through the month of May. So we are hoping over 15,000 before we're finished, and 20 would be wonderful.
Right. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this program. It's going to be Thursday, May 12th.
Right.
It's going to be at the Cove, which is in our estuary neighborhood,
Yes.
at 1 o'clock. What kind of things will you be discussing then?
Well, I'm hoping to give an overview of who and what BCAN is, and show some of the progress that's been made in the 10 years that BCAN has been in existence, and give some ideas on what are the risks and what are the symptoms that people need to look for. And awareness and advocacy and research is where it's all about. So all of those things I'll be talking about, and as to where we are and what we need and how each one of us can be our own self-advocate.
And we do have another survivor here, who's Will O'Hara.
Yes.
And he expressed to me that it's a silent kind of cancer. Sometimes you don't even know.
There are many of us that have been diagnosed, and it comes as a total surprise because we didn't really have overt symptoms that sent us to the doctor. Sometimes it was because we went for our yearly checkup, and microscopic blood might have been found in our urine, or possibly they thought we might have a urinary tract infection or something of that nature. So many of us were diagnosed just through having our regular checkups.
Okay.
But for those people who have overt blood in their urine, that sends them to the doctor quicker.
Okay.
But even at that, a lot of people have no pain, no issues that really make them think they've got anything major going on.
So would you say those yearly exams are just really important to get those tests done?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
At every checkup,
Right.
to make sure that you even ask for that, even if you're not having any issues?
Yes, and as Will says, a lot of general practitioners are not doing urinalysis checks, and so that's part of his mission, is saying, okay, make sure you ask for a urinalysis.
Right.
If they do blood work, if there's anything that is atypical in your blood work, then sometimes it will show up there.
Oh, okay.
So that always insists that you get regular total blood work done every year when you have your checkups.
Okay. Now you have become an advocate as well.
Right.
You're running this presentation that we're going to be having, and I understand you do other things throughout Florida to advocate.
Since I began working with BCAN, I have been an advocate in the sense that I'm available for telephone conversations with people that maybe call in from wherever in the country. BCAN has a survivor-to-survivor connection, so those of us that are willing to speak to other people are on their list, and when someone ask for help or ask for information, then there are people that they can talk to one-on-one. I do that, and in 2009, we started having support groups here in the Fort Myers, Naples area, and we call ourselves the Southwest Florida Support Group because we have people that come as far as Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda. We have one couple that comes over from the other side of the state at Palm Beach area. So we, as far as I know, are the only support group in the Southwest Florida area. It's really important for people to be able to see and speak and gain support one-on-one.
Absolutely.
So that's important. So we do that down here. I've also gone to Washington, D.C., where the home office is, and helped in their endeavor to get congressional support in recognizing May as Bladder Cancer Month. And after the third year of going on the Hill, we were able to get that done last year.
Wonderful.
So we've been really pleased that we nationally can say we have May as Bladder Cancer Month.
Oh, well, great. Well, that's perfect that we'll be having this in May.
Right.
So there's obviously support, a lot of information that you can get from this presentation about BCAN. Again, it's May 12th, which is Thursday at 1 o'clock. It is going to be at the Estuary in the Cove building there. So please sign up at either service desk and make sure you take advantage of learning all you can about this, about bladder cancer. Thank you, and stay happy and healthy.
And now it's time to take a look at today's happenings, Academy News, menus, and Village Church Connections.
Hello and welcome to the Happenings segment of Shell Point TV. This is where we tell you the activities that we offer for you here today at Shell Point. I'm Bev Chandley.
And I'm Caitlin Vanscoy.
Here we go. We're going to start at 7:15 with the Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's in the Tarpon Room on the island. And then we have round robin doubles tennis at 8 o'clock. 8:15 is time for the stamp ministry to be down in the stamp room, which is in the tunnel. The Ladies Golf Association will be at the Shell Point Golf Club at 8:30. And at 9 o'clock, it's time for bocce. That's down at the Woodlands Bocce Courts. The card making and scrapbooking group will be in the Tarpon Room at 9:15. And also at 9:15, we have open painting down in the art studio. Shuffleboard will be played behind the Resident Activity Center at 9:15. Match play mixed doubles tennis will be down at the Woodlands at 9:30. Our Susie Q boat is heading out at 10:15 to Grandma Dot's restaurant. And at 10:15, we have Through the Bible study group in the Osprey Room on the island. Our Vision Enrichment group will be in the Social Center at 10:15, and that's the last activity of the morning. Continuing into the afternoon, here is Caitlin.
Thank you, Bev. The afternoon starts at 12:30 with Mixed Progressive Bridge in the Woodlands game room. And at 1:15, the Knitters group will be in the Osprey room on the island. Also at 1:15, a Health Connections class entitled Medication Safety and Management will be held in the Social Center. That is sign-up required. The Women's Ministries Prayer for Missions group will be in the hospitality room of the Village Church. They'll meet at 1:15. We move to 1:30 for the Stamp Ministry. They'll be in the Woodlands Sable room. Fun and fitness will be held in the community room of King's Crown at 1:45. And then at 2:45, a Health Connections class entitled Osteo Break Free will be held in the Tarpon room. The Southwest Florida Handbell Ensemble will be giving a performance at 6:45 in the Social Center. And that'll do it for our Tuesday. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Tuesday. At 9 o'clock, italic calligraphy and flourished italics will continue in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. Writing your memoirs will continue in the Buttonwood Room of the Woodlands. And at 10 o'clock, we have the Great Armadas in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. You can sign up right at the door. At 4:30, English History and Culture, Session 2 will begin in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. Again, you can sign up right at the door. Tomorrow we have a new class coming with Debbie Melkai of Periwinkle. This time her fabulous craft is paper bag scrapbook album. Sign up is required. I'd like to take a moment to talk about the Pavilion Auxiliary and to direct you to the last page of the weekly reminder if you're interested in signing up for our orientation. I also want to ask you if you happen to have a smile or a topic for conversation that you might want to share. Because in our Pavilion Auxiliary, we have many, many ways to share smiles and conversation. At our front desk, you could be a greeter. You could walk around with our beverage cart and greet people as you hand out a beverage. Even at lunchtime, you could help with conversation and helping someone with lunch. There are many opportunities. Please give me a call so I can tell you more.
Menus for Tuesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is General Tso's chicken with fried rice and Asian vegetables. The dinner special is the turkey buffet for $13.95. The soup of the day is vegetarian vegetable. In the Island Cafe, the daily sandwich special is a shrimp po' boy with coleslaw for $7.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are Florida grilled snapper for $18.95 or veal parmigiana for $17.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and it's my pleasure to be here with Reverend Don Pullen, who is our new associate pastor, and we're delighted, Don, to have you here and to introduce you to the Shell Point retirement community, and so welcome.
Thank you, Andy. It's great to be here. We're enjoying a nice rainstorm out there right now, and you've said that this is Florida. If it's not raining, just wait.
That's right. Well, you've enjoyed some sunshine, but you also have to have some significant showers. But we're looking for showers of blessing as a result of the ministry that takes place through the Village Church, and we're looking forward to your contributions to it. Great. Now, you have come to us from Pennsylvania. Is that correct? And the church there was?
For the last 20 years, we've served at the Valley View Alliance Church in York, Pennsylvania. It's been a great spot to do ministry, a great bunch of people that have made a difference for Christ there in that community, and it's been a neat opportunity that Lord has brought our way.
That's right. And so you've been the lead pastor there, and before you were at Valley View, you were actually at Princeton. Is that correct?
Right. Princeton Alliance Church in New Jersey, which was very close to the area I grew up in, which was a special blessing to be able to, in a sense, come back home and serve in that area and at that church during some challenging times, but times when God's hand was very evident.
Interesting. Well, it's kind of remarkable because the Lord has had you on a journey that has included some other things other than pastoral ministry, and I think people here at Shell Point, many of them will very much appreciate that. You used to grow grass for a living, is that right?
Absolutely. When I was in high school, I began working on a golf course as a starter. You know, that fellow that sat on the first tee of a public course and tried to keep people in line as they arrived on the weekends. and went from that to working on the course in the summertime, and then actually went to school for that and got my undergraduate degree in plant and soil science, working on golf courses in New Jersey and California and New York. So it was an interesting field that lasted for about 10 years as a golf course superintendent, mostly in the New Jersey, New York area, and enjoyed working outdoors. It was awesome.
Absolutely. Now, of course, God had other plans at some point, and you were led into ministry, and then you did your seminary work where?
In Columbia, South Carolina, Columbia International University. There in the late 80s, went there for about 4 years or so to get my MDiv, and met a great, group of teachers and students that we engaged with. And Columbia is a school known for its training of missionaries, and a school with a great world vision, to know him and to make him known, which was experience that I wouldn't in any way want any different than what it was.
Absolutely, and that school really is highly regarded as the kind of seminary that really does create pastors who not only have a solid biblical knowledge, but can apply that knowledge in pastoral settings wonderfully well. Now, you're coming from having been the lead pastor for 20 years at this congregation in York, and you're coming to be an associate pastor here in the Village Church. What are some of the things that you sort of went through in thinking about a transition like that?
Well, God has gifted me to serve, and I get the most passion and the most sense of God's working in my life when I just come alongside other people and serve. And so while the last 20 years He's had me serve in the lead role, I'm just as comfortable and looking forward to being in a support role, particularly down here, because we have such a great team at the Village Church, and we spent most of our morning together in a little planning session, and it's exciting to be you as our team leader and the rest of the team that we have, to be a part of a team that's not only accomplishing great things for God, but trusting Him in the future for even some more significant things that He may want to do through us.
Yes, that's great. And of course, as you know, we've been working through the development and then the communication of a new vision or mission statement for the Village Church, that we're building a community of forgiveness, purpose, and hope in Jesus Christ. And your position figures prominently into the nature of that mission. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the first 3 words of our statement, building a community, well, that's really what God is calling me to do down here, and what the team is going to be coming alongside me and helping me to accomplish. Somehow, in some way, as God leads us, to allow people to connect to one another, not only to one another in the church, which is important, but to connect to one another in our community, in our Shell Point community, and the community around us as well. God wants us to do things in community. It's a blessing that we can experience when we do that. And even though it's easier for us to stay within a circle, when we enlarge that circle, there's a richness there that God wants us to experience. Absolutely.
Now, you have your own little community because you are married to your lovely bride, Eleanor. Tell us a little bit about her and her family.
We've been married for 30 years. We just celebrated our 30th anniversary last December. And the Lord has blessed us with 3 children that have now become 6, as all of them are married. Our oldest daughter works for Life Impact Ministries, a ministry of the Christian Missionary Alliance, the event planning arm of the Alliance. So she's working hard right now planning Life 2016, which is in Kansas City this July. Her and her husband live in Columbia, South Carolina. He's a strength and conditioning coach with the Gamecocks, USC. Our middle son, Trevor, and his wife, Ramey, live in Bridgeport, West Virginia, and he works in the gas industry there as a landman. Soon to be working, we believe, for the FBI. There's a large FBI complex that was built in the Clarksburg area, doing background checks for those that purchase firearms, and he's thinks that's a little bit more stable than the oil and gas industry, which is one of those industries. And then our youngest daughter, who just got married last summer, lives in Richmond, Virginia. They're in the process of moving from Lynchburg, Virginia to Richmond, where she's just taken a position using her psychology degree. So they're newlyweds, in love with each other and in love with life right now. So
fantastic.
God has just blessed us. By His grace, all 6 of them have a real large heart for the Lord and are excited about serving Him and are doing that in each of their own context, which is a blessing beyond measure.
That's right. And then your wife, Eleanor, she's a teacher, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. She teaches middle school reading, which...
bless her heart.
To have 12 and 13-year-olds in a classroom and to be excited about doing that each and every day. She's always excited about reading and to be able to get others excited about that as well. But she often says there's never a dull moment in middle school because every day is different and the kids react differently. And she said her biggest challenge right now is the fact that it's May and the kids think that school was over. And yet they still have 6 weeks to go.
That's
and
right.
so to keep them focused on what they need to do and the classroom running in the right direction it's a challenge right now.
Fantastic. Well, Don, we are delighted to have you join our team here at the Village Church and to be part of the Shell Point retirement community. It's really a wonderful community, as you've already begun to learn and understand, and we're excited to share that ministry together, and we look forward to what the Lord will do during this time of ministry together.
We're looking forward as well.
Thanks for joining us. And thank you for joining us on Village Church Connections.
Thanks for joining us for today's program. Tomorrow we will take a look back at last week's Mother's Tea and Fashion, and we'll see all the beautiful creations that were displayed at the Art Studio's 2D art exhibition. Until then, I'm Dan Filgreen for Shell Point Today for Tuesday, May 10th. Wishing you a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.